Hello my friend, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be diving into the latest from Ye, because let's be real, when is there not something to talk about when it comes to Ye? And this time he's back with an update on the new album Bully. But as always, there's a lot to unpack here, so let's just get into it. So first, let's talk about the actual music, because Ye talks a lot, but for a change, we actually have music. And now, I've seen everything from the weird tweets to Iggy Azalea basically exposing some very interesting things about the situation. Check out the reactions on my second channel if you want to get into that a little bit more. But I did actually listen to the music. Also, the reaction will be on my second channel later today. And honestly, I gave it a 6 out of 10. I felt like at the end of that was a little bit generous. Honestly, I said that in the review. It was just a very odd experience, from the way he presented it to dropping it as a full compilation on YouTube and then repeating it twice over the very nice wrestling film. But yeah, Kanye did drop Bully V1, and it even now it doesn't sound finished, and this is supposed to be like a complete version of like the snippets he was dropping on social media earlier or something like that. And the interesting thing is that while I was listening, I literally was wondering, like, is some of this or a lot of this AI? Because it just sounded like that. It didn't really sound like Kanye. It kind of sounded like the words kind of had this like uncanny valley kind of characteristic to them, only for him to come out and like explicitly admit, yes, he did use AI to help him finish some of the songs or finish a large portion of the album. Now, on the one hand, this is like totally on par for Ye, because he likes to change his music after it's been released. He likes to continue to like manipulate stuff. He likes to use new methods of creating art. But at the same time, as a fan, I'm not sure if I like this. For one, I don't like being presented with like unfinished versions of your work, like clearly things that are demos and that you maybe didn't put the best effort into. But also, like, I kind of feel a way about the AI, but because he did fully disclose it, and because there was at least 1 or 2 bangers on that very short project that I enjoyed, I kind of gave him a little pass. I know I'm a little biased as a Ye fan, but it is what it is. Because like at the end of the day, I still am a Ye fan, so whether it's finished or not, I'm gonna at least check it out. I'm kind of past the point of being like super offended or clutching my pearls at every single thing he does. I'm kind of back to just being like, I'll just separate him from the art as much as I possibly can and kind of just try to enjoy the work. But the thing that got to me was the actual like kind of lethargic and lackadaisical quality of the finished, unfinished work. And more than anything, more than the AI use, more than the controversy, that's kind of what stuck out to me. Honestly, at the end of the day, it makes me wonder if Kanye's even taking any of the music aspect of this seriously, which, to be real with you, as just someone who's objectively looking at this, I don't think he is. I think his goal is, you know, any attention is good attention, any publicity is good publicity, hate is still attention at the end of the day. I think that's where his mind is with a lot of this. I think one aspect of it is getting attention on his music, but it's also just part of the bigger formula for him, which is getting attention on Ye, the brand, so that he can do whatever his next thing is, right? That being said though, it wasn't just the quality of the music that concerned me. The actual man Kanye West is starting to concern me a lot. I am genuinely running out of ammo in my clip of "He Made Dark Fantasy." Like, I can only say that to myself so many more times before I'm like, maybe I should stop shooting bro so much bail. I mean, at the end of the day, he did make Dark Fantasy, but it's just getting hard to separate Ye from everything I'm seeing him do and say and participate in. I mean, it gets crazy. Again, going back to that back and forth he had with Iggy, his whole clashing with Cardi, I mean, the drug use is a little scary to me, especially the kinds of drugs that he seems to be using right now. Nitrous oxide is nothing to play with, bro. Like, she's crazy, bro. And it just feels like I'm getting a lot of that in the music at this point. So it's like, as badly as I want to separate it, it's like Kanye is doing his damnedest to blend the two of them together, to almost show me as a fan, as a lifelong fan basically, that there is no difference between Ye, the person, the artist, and the art of Ye. They are an amalgamation, if you will. So it's tough for me, but he made Dark Fantasy, bro. That being said, I'm not the only person who Kanye's drama is making it hard for them to enjoy his music. I think it's a pretty commonly held, widely spread sentiment at this point. It's almost kind of a joke amongst Kanye West fans. I think some of the top comments on the Bully video on YouTube was literally like, this is a toxic relationship, and I could not find a better way to describe it if I tried. It just feels like this toxic relationship that I keep going back to, and all I can do is be thankful that it's not any deeper than just a few concerts I've gone gone to a few albums that I've purchased on vinyl, and hours and hours and hours, days and weeks of my life that I spent listening to the music. It already hurts enough, but I could not imagine, you know, actually being in any kind of like intimate platonic relationship with him, you know, familial relationship with him. I just feel like it would be so much to deal with. Just feeling like this as a fan is like, wow. I could not imagine what it's like for the people closest to him. I mean, just think about all the stuff he's been saying. He's been dragging his children into it. He's been dragging his former peers into it, his collaborators into it. And honestly, it's not that I'm tired of the negativity. I just wish his artistic output would match and or exceed it, right? It's like his art now is just the negativity. And I'm like, that's not what I signed up for, gang. You know what I'm saying? Even though I feel like he still has the ability to make good music, and there are a couple of really good songs on that project. I think, let me look really quick. What was the one that I gave like a 9 out of 10? I basically gave it a 10 out of 10. Let me look. Yeah, there's a track there called Last Breath where Kanye is literally like singing and rapping in Spanish over a crazy Afro-Cubana sample. Like crazy. That shit was a banger. And it's like when I listen to that, and I'm literally like in my review the whole time, I'm like, bro, if the whole project was this, something like this, of this quality, of this energy, and it wasn't even anything special, it's just give us a complete work that you actually care about and make the project 7 to 10 songs long. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. Don't give us 21 tracks like Drake did. Don't give us 30 tracks like Cardi did. Just give us a solid body of work. Bro, I'd almost I hate to say it, but I turn a blind eye to a lot of the nonsense he's doing, but it's hard when the art is basically just the bigotry and the xenophobia and the constant hatred. And like those thoughts just permeate across my entire listen of the project. There are some lyrics that kind of touch on the controversies, but they're so surface level, they're so shallow that it almost makes me feel like Ye is kind of in a world of his own where none of this shit really affects him and he's just making art for shits and giggles. Whereas I didn't ever consume Kanye's art like that when I was the most passionate as a fan, and like I'm still passionate, but like when I became a fan of Ye, it was because he seemed very passionate. He seemed very enthralled with his work. He seemed to want to make the best thing he could. He made Dark Fantasy. It's like his work used to feel like complete pieces. They used to feel like movies. Now they feel like shit flung at a wall, for lack of better terminology, honestly. But I guess Ye is at least getting what he wants, because like we were saying earlier, like Kanye is very much any publicity is good publicity type of guy, and it's not that I can't empathize with that, it's just that, again, what is the publicity for? Because if the publicity is for publicity's sake, then the publicity is your art now. And it's like, I don't understand that for Kanye, other than, you know, his mental is just so fried at this point from everything he's dealing with, everything he's going through, and everything he's putting in his body, that it's just like, that's just what he's doing. That's what he cares about. That's what he's passionate about, creating wholesale drama on a global scale, basically. I mean, there's just no reason to say what he said about Kendrick. There's no reason to say what he said about Tyler. There's no reason to say what he said about Cardi. There's just no excuse for all of that. But if you're gonna do it, at least drop an album where you didn't have to use AI to finish it. At least drop an album where it doesn't sound like basically all of it was just demos. I don't know, bro. He made Dark Fantasy though. But other people in the music world are talking about Kanye's behavior too. DJ Academics is planning on releasing some kind of like no holds barred interview with Ye, and I guess that's gonna be interesting if it actually happens, but I can't imagine that happening unless it's already recorded. I wasn't really clear on that entire thing. And there is Jim Jones talking about how he thinks it's like the drugs, and I can't exactly disagree with that. I just don't know for sure. I don't know like the extent of Kanye's drug use in general, and it seems to be the one that we're talking about the most right now is the nitrous oxide. I don't know, bro. But it doesn't seem like the most far-fetched assumption to make on Jim Jones' part. I can't exactly disagree with that. I mean, his formula was always controversy as promo, but now it's kind of just like, what the hell is really going on, you know? At the end of the day though, like I said, he is still getting what he wants. We're all curious about what's going on, whether it's with the album, whether it's with his health, his drug use, his family, at the fucking shenanigans. Like, we're all curious about what he's gonna do next in his career, what he's gonna do next on Twitter, what he's gonna do to the album. This is Bully V1. I was saying I don't want any more versions, but when has Kanye ever listened to his fans, right? So who knows what's gonna happen with that moving forward. We're all curious, whether we want to admit it or not. We're all at least a little bit curious. Maybe everyone except Iggy Azalea, who genuinely seems like she wants to be left out of it. And as for the fans, all of that will eventually give us more to talk about, but it also adds to the drama, which seems to be the one thing we would want less of if we're also gonna get like subpar quality music at the end of the day. As far as I can understand, the real fans are at least really concerned about Kanye's well-being just as a person and as an artist, whereas I feel like the people he's getting the publicity he wants from, they're only concerned with like the gossip and the drama and the excitement surrounding all of his controversy. And if he could understand, I wish that, you know, you still have real fans out here that will consume your work no matter what, and we really care about your well-being, he'd be a lot less interested in that perhaps, and he might still be controversial in the way he approaches things, but go back to being a little bit more tasteful in the way that he communicates it. There used to be a way he communicated it in which his fan base would be like, whoa, like, okay, Kanye's about to do something dope and crazy, but now it's just like Kanye's just genuinely tweaking, which means I guess he wants attention for something, and I don't like that for him, but at the end of the day, I'm not his PR, I'm not his daddy, so it is what it is. As a career musician, I can definitely empathize with wanting to fight the machine, but as just a fan of Kanye, I also am genuinely concerned about bro. But at the end of the day, I'm still curious to see what'll happen next, because that's all I can do is just see what's gonna happen next. So let me know what you think down in the comment section below. What do you think is gonna happen next? Like and subscribe for more, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.